Select actually having 2 upgrades on his Marines and I mean on the weapons and the armor, so that's a lot of damage that those Marines are going to be able to do. Planetary Fortress over here probably isn't going to go down. Got to be careful with the Mutalisks though. Losing 2 Mutas over there to the stimmed up Marines, but more Mutas coming in to reinforce. And let's see, what is he going to do right now? I mean, the thing is, when he lost all those Banelings, that was a really bad blow for Haypro, because those Banelings really needed to do the damage on the Marines. As long as all those Marines are alive, the Mutas are pretty much useless in a head-on battle. You can't really fight Marines head-on with Mutas unless you have very, very many Mutas. You can't do that, but as long as you throw in those Banelings and Zerglings in there, then you can throw in the Mutas alongside. But I repeat, fungal growth is really something you want to have, and the Marines are stimming up, running away. Tanks over here, and you really don't want to fight with Zerglings close to the Planetary Fortress. But let's see, what are the Banelings going to do? No, the Banelings really aren't doing anything. A lot more tanks over here and tanks here, and the splash from the Planetary Fortress. Basically, Banelings not even making it to the Marines. Marines are doing so much damage when they're stimmed up, especially with the help of those tanks, and Select is looking really good right now, actually. He has been countering all the Baneling attempts from Haypro. And let's see, now these Mutas are coming over here, trying to take down some of the defenses on this side, but doesn't seem like that's going to happen, as he needs to defend his own base. Although these Marines are pretty weak. Let's see if these Spine Crawlers are going to be able to do the damage they need to do. No, the Marines are moving back for now. Just took down a few Spine Crawlers, but these Marines are going to get killed over here by the Mutalisk, followed by the Zerglings. Now, he needs to try and take down those tanks, but more Marines are coming to reinforce, but that's not really a lot of Marines. I think he can commit to this. Indeed, he does. Now more Marines are streaming in, and he's just going to fight this off. He wants to take down the tanks. He knows that as long as the Marines die, then the tanks will die as well. But the Marines are upgraded and stimmed, and they are doing so much damage. Look at this. Tier 1 unit with Stim Pack is taking down Tier 2 expensive unit that costs 100 gas and 100 minerals really easily. So yeah, Marines are really not to be messed with, as long as they have 3 level 3 weapon upgrades right now. And the Mutas don't even have any armor. So the Mutas are going to die so fast to these Marines, especially if they're stimmed up. So Haypro really needs to find a way around this, and I seriously think that the way to go in this game would have been maybe cut down a little bit on the Banelings, not get so many Banelings, but just get some Infestors over there to get that fungal growth. I repeat, fungal growth is really an ability that is underrated by many people. But here we go. Haypro is trying to take down more Marines over here, and he is keeping the gold, so that's a good thing for him. But Select is just, he has no problem in defending this Planetary Fortress so far, and Haypro is trying to do as much harass as he can with his Mutas, but he lost a lot of Mutalisk back there fighting those Marines. And he has a lot of Zerglings as well. He has 2 upgrades on these Zerglings, and maybe he should just really go for Ultras. I'm not sure if that's really the way to go, but I still think he needs fungal growth really bad. Here we go. Some Zerglings are streaming in here, gonna take down these bunkers. Some Zerglings are making their way into the main. Let's see what's going to happen over here. Probably some Zerglings are going to... Yeah, there we go. They're moving away as well. And these Zerglings are going to try to take down as many SCVs as they can. Maybe take down this tank as well, but I don't think so. A lot of Marines back here. And more Zerglings making it into the mineral lines at the natural. And this is good for Select. He's taking down some workers. Going to take a look at the income count. And here we go. 57 Harvesters for Select. He lost about 10 or more, I think, Harvesters over there. But that's not really a big deal for Select. I don't think he cares about it that much. He still has those meals, and here we go, more Mutas for Haypro coming this way right now. Going to take down this turret really fast. He's going to want to take down the Planetary Fortress, and he's moving away. He really needs to take care of these Marines somehow. Sniping off the tanks, that's good, but the Marines are doing insane damage to the Mutalisk. The Mutalisk are, look at how fast these Mutalisk are dying, just from a handful of Marines. And I really think he should switch tech. The answer here would be to switch tech to Roaches, or at least get the Infestors. I think he's insisting a little bit too much on Mutalisk when his enemy is getting so many Marines, and Select doesn't even have Thors. If he'd have Thors as well, then these Mutas would be almost useless. And taking a look at unit counting station, 19 Mutas out on the field actually, but like I said, it's not really anything to be afraid of, and 95 Zerglings. And here we go, these Medivacs are actually going in there with no issue, nothing really attacking them. And Select is setting up a nice perimeter defense over here. He's probably going to want to edge forward a little bit towards the Zerg base over there and take it down again. And the gold is almost mined out. Looks like Select didn't even care about it that much. He let LiquidHaypro actually mine out the gold, and it really didn't help him out because as long as you only invest those minerals in Zerglings and Mutas, you're not really going to do anything without the fungal growth, because the fungal growth is such a key unit. I mean, when you're playing against someone like Select, who really knows who really knows how to micro his army and how to spread his marines and so forth, how to back off, when to stim, when not to stim. He really knows when he wants to commit and when not to. He's very patient. Then you really need something like fungal growth, because fungal growth gives your opponent no option. Then it roots him down. So looks like this expansion is going to slowly get taken out. Select is slowly edging forward. He needs a little bit more marines over here, but look at how nice he is. He's spreading his marines in groups. And you can see it again. He spread his marines right after that fight because he doesn't want any Baneling counterattack to take down too many marines. So really, really beautiful spreading of the tanks. I mean, you can see just how spread this Terran army is. This doesn't even look like a Terran army. So yeah, great play from Select over here. It looks like he's going to be taking down this base, and if he does, then the income for Haypro is going to drop a lot, because that's his only real mineral expanding base. And here we go, the Zerglings and the Banelings are probably going to take down a lot of forces over here. And this perimeter defense from Select, let's see if it's going to hold. He is going really all in here. Baneling's still not exploding into this bunch of Marines, and he's backing off to the safety of the Planetary Fortress, but still a lot of Mutas are surviving right now. And let's see what's going to happen. More Marines coming to reinforce, and Haypro did a really good job over there by repelling this push, even though Select spread out his units like that. There's nothing he could really do against this number of Mutalisk. And yeah, here we go. Mutas are moving forward. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. I don't think he wants to fight those Marines. Got to be careful with the Mutalisk. Very careful with the Mutalisk, taking out that turret over there. And a lot of Marines remaining over here on this side, actually. Some Medivacs as well. Nothing on the production tab for Haypro. That's really something you don't see every day. And still Select making a lot of... actually, Haypro has a lot of excess gas. He should really be thinking about the fungal growth. I have no idea why he hasn't invested in fungal growth already. Also, he doesn't even have Hive Tech. I don't even think he has an infestation pit to take to Hive. But yeah, weird tech choices from Haypro. So yeah, if this mining base is going to go down, it's going to be very bad for him. But he did get this extra expansion in the meantime as the fight was going on, so he's going to have an additional one. But if it's going to get scouted, Select is most likely going to try and take it out. There we go. This one gets taken out, and the gold is mined out, so Haypro is only mining off this one. As for Select, this one is not mined out yet, and he might just lift off this command center soon, as the gas here is almost empty and landed over here. So let's see what's going to happen. And beautiful game so far, actually, but more Banelings trying to do some damage over here. Mutas are trying to take down some production facilities on this side, but if you'd be looking at the game, you'd say that Haypro is in an advantage over here, but I don't actually think so, because Select is actually throwing down even more production facilities close to the Planetary Fortress, and he has quite a significant army. He has 30 Marines and 5 tanks and 5 Medivacs, and you'd say that that is not such a big army, but against just Mutalisk, really, those Marines are going to do great. So especially with the upgrades they have right now. They have 3 upgrades. So let's see if Select is going to go for it over here. A lot of drones are going to get caught up in this fight over here as they transit from base to base. And Select, gotta be really careful over here. He's stimming his Marines, and these Marines are actually doing so much damage, and they're not really dying because of the Medivacs that are ahead, overhead healing them. And oh my god, these Marines are actually going to take down all those Mutas and the Zerglings, almost all of them, and the tanks are actually moving forward as well. More Marines are going to come to reinforce soon, I think. Yep, there we go, lots of Marines, and Medivac streaming from his main base. Here we go, and Haypro is just going to get overwhelmed, I think, by these Marines. There's just so many Marines, and this is a lot of drones. If he loses all these drones, yep, there we go, he does GG. So like I said, don't be fooled by the army sizes. Sometimes it's not just about the army size, it's about the army composition. And I'd really like to say that Haypro kind of played into what Select wanted. He just kept getting those Mutas and Zerglings, really, and Select knew that actually Marines are such a cost-effective unit. As a good player, if you macro and micro right, you know that you're going to be able to keep on throwing Marines at your enemy army. enemy's army. He's just gonna be able to spam. It doesn't really matter as long as you can keep on making Marines. You're gonna be able to counter what your enemy's doing, most likely almost anything, unless your enemy is gonna get things like fungal growth, like storms, things like that. You really need that AoE that really melts Marines. And yeah, I think that fungal growth and taking 2 ultras would have been a lot better than spamming Zerglings and Banelings throughout the whole game, and not really being able to detonate the Banelings in the Marine army. The thing is, if you get so many Banelings, it is really such a gamble to just throw them at the Marines, and you're gonna say, if they actually make it there, it's gonna be good. If not, I'm screwed because I have nothing left, and my enemy still has his entire Marine army. So yeah, you don't really want to play Russian roulette, and you want to go for a sure thing, and that's where the infestors come in. Not to mention that you can borrow your infestors and spawn infested Terrans close to the Marines, so that the tanks do insane friendly fire to the Marines, and that helps out a lot as well. Anyway, like I said, infestors are there we go. The infestation pit was laid down over here actually, and but yeah, infestors are really, I think, the most underrated unit that Zerg have right now. If you play ladder, you'll see a bunch of players getting infestors, but that's it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to be casting another game of from LiquidHaypro and select a game on Zelnaga Caverns, I think it was. I think this was just, I think there were some practice matches from what it looks like. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the other game.